time is 6 minutes past 6. Good evening and welcome to the News Express. I am Jennifer Ogogo with the news. IPAC conducts state election in Owerri. Oshibajo joins West African leaders for emergency summit over rise in coups. Federal government uncovers 96 Boko Haram financiers. National Bureau of Statistics urges mass production of cotton for industrial revolution. U.S. Army set to dismiss soldiers who refuse COVID-19 vaccines. And Cameroon coach Lord Salah predicts the winner of AFCON Trophy. Remember, you can always log on to www.ozisaradio.com to listen to the news live in any part of the world. IPAC Inter-Party Advisory Council has elected new executive members to pilot the affairs of the organization for 2 years. Blessing Eme Obona completes the story. Many thanks, Blessing, for that report. Moving on, Vice President Yemi Oshibajo has joined the other West African leaders for an emergency summit following the spate of coups in the sub-region. Oshibajo left with Nigeria's delegate today to Accra for the extraordinary summit of the ECOWAS. A statement from the office of the Vice President said Oshibajo will be representing Nigeria in the summit, where the West African regional body will be deliberating on the political situation in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea. This emergency talk in the Ghanaian's capital, Accra, is triggered after Burkina Faso on January 24 became the third member of the 15-nation economic community of West African states to be overtaken by the military, leaving the region in a precarious state. Burkina followed Mali, where a coup in September 2020 was followed by a second in May 2021, and Guinea, where elected President Alpha Conde was ousted last September. It is expected that stiffer sanctions like border closure, embargo on trade and financial transactions will be given to Burkina Faso in order to enforce conformity, while other peaceful mechanisms to resolve conflicts and maladministrations will be harvested. Recall that Burkina Faso was suspended from ECOWAS after rebel soldiers arrested President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore amid public anger at his handling of a jihadist insurgency. And to other news, the Senate's Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Emmanuel Wacha, has dumped the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the governing All Progressives Congress, APC. The lawmaker representing the Taraba South Senatorial District at Upper Chamber was officially received into the party by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. Personal assistant to President Buhari on digital and new media made us known in a tweet on his official Twitter handle. The federal government has said the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit has uncovered 96 financiers of terrorism, especially those backing Boko Haram and the Islamic State of West Africa province in Nigeria. It also said NFIU has amassed 424 associates and supporters of the financiers. About 123 companies and 33 bureau de change provides logistics and have links with terrorists. The government said 45 of the suspects will soon face trial and monitoring of the activities will continue. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, made the disclosures at a briefing on the anti-corruption fight of President Muhammadu Buhari today, where he applauded the efforts of NFIU who made these discoveries. He said the revelation has resulted in the arrest of 45 suspects who will soon face prosecution and seizure of assets. Mohammed also disclosed that the federal government uses the Money Laundering Act 2004 The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Act 2004, the Department of State Services and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit in fighting the financiers of terrorism in Nigeria. He added that the ongoing harmonization of bank verification numbers, BVN, with national identification numbers, NIN, is also a means of tracking the flow of funds within Nigeria and extension tackling terror sponsors. Now, a socio-political activist, Shehu Sani, has lamented a high level of killings by bandits in Kaduna State. The former Kaduna Central Senator stated that bandits killed over 100,000 people last year across the state, which is very alarming. Sani claimed that those killed in Kaduna have outnumbered those killed and kidnapped in the troubled Yemen and Libya. The former senator tweeted that bandits killed about 1,192 and kidnapped over 3,000 in Kaduna last year alone. And more worrisome is the fact that this ugly development has continued this year unabated. He wondered if Kaduna State is the state the president wants to retire and settle upon leaving office. Sadly, Kaduna is only one of the states that have experienced a high level of banditry activities where religious leaders, students, and commuters have been abducted and killed by bandits despite the heavy presence of security structures. To the business scene, the National Bureau of Statistics have called for massive production of cotton to revive the nation's industries. Statistician General Dr. Simon Harry disclosed this in a signed Memorandum of Understanding with the National Cotton Association of Nigeria. According to him, about 33 states of the Federation are already into the production of the commodity, but efforts needs to be intensified into the production to revamp the ailing industries in the country. He solicited for a common database between stakeholders which will enable the federal government to determine status of cotton production in Nigeria and what needs to be done to improve the sector. The essence of the pact is to develop and manage a credible, robust, and reliable database for the cotton industry in Nigeria. Foreign news, the U.S. Army announced on Wednesday that it will begin discharging soldiers who refuse to comply with the mandatory COVID-19 vaccination rules. Secretary of the U.S. Army Christian Wormuth said in a statement that unvaccinated soldiers present high risk to the force and jeopardizes the overall well-being. He stated that they will begin involuntary separation proceedings for soldiers who refuse the vaccine order. It was gathered that more than 3,000 soldiers could be discharged, wherein the Army had 482,000 active duty personnel at the end of 2021. As of January 26, 6 high-ranking officers, including 2 battalion commanders, were removed from their posts for refusing to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The Army has issued written reprimands to over 3,000 soldiers who have refused to get vaccinated, warning them of imminent expulsion. Recall that the U.S. Navy announced in mid-October that personnel who declined vaccination against COVID-19 would be expelled from the force. However, about 97% of the approximately 1.4 million active duty U.S. military personnel have received at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine. According to the Pentagon, and efforts are underway to increase the tally to avoid health emergencies. And lastly, from the exciting water sports, Cameroon coach Antonio Consequio has hailed Egypt's captain Mohamed Salah as one of the best players in the world and predicts Cameroon to win the finals of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON on Sunday. He said this during his pre-match press conference ahead of Cameroon's AFCON semi-final tie with Egypt tonight. He said their goal is to play well and maintain winning mentality, which has brought them this far, while admitting that Egypt is a good team and the most successful in Africa, but his Cameroonian players are well motivated to win tonight's tie and go on to lift the trophy come Sunday. Meanwhile, Senegal is through to the African final, which will be played on Sunday night. The Teranga Lions defeated Burkina Faso 3-1 in the semi-final tie on Wednesday night. And that ends the news. On behalf of the editor, Chinedu Ezinago, and the production team, I am Jennifer Ogogo. Thanks for listening. Good evening. Thank you for watching. I hope you were informed. Bye.